I'm talking about the former Minnesota Vikings defensive tackle who recently resigned this offseason with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm talking about the juggernaut, my guy, Michael Pierce. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good morning, man. I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Man, no complaints at all. I know it's summertime right now. We were talking about it earlier, right? Like it's that time of the year where, you get that sweet feeling of like, all right, it's football season, but in the same breath, it's like, dude, like summer's already over. Like, how is it where you are?
I just left Alabama. I'm in Maryland now, moving some stuff, but
Okay.
it's hot. So yes, summer is over, but the heat won't stop until the middle of September. So we got a little while to go, a little ways to go.
So the question, man, like, so when do the butterflies kick in, right? Because usually, like after mini camp, you got like a month off. Like every year in the league, you get that mini camp and you get that month off or so, and then you start to get back in the groove, like training camp and everything. So like, when does the butterflies start? Is it like after the fourth, or during the fourth, or when?
I'll say it's like right after. So, I
Okay.
tend to start sleeping light probably like last week. So we report on the 26th. So last week you start sleeping light. You start obsessing over, is everything in place to where I can just hit the field running. So yeah,
Right.
probably like right after the fourth, but it'll kick in like 2 weeks before camp. Like, all right, I need to tighten anything that I haven't tightened down, and basically at that point, you right there on the field. So
I think people forget that while we do get off for the fourth, for like at least the players, like you still got to grind. Like it's still one of those things where it's like, man, we still like, yeah, I get some time off, but like I still got to find 3-4 hours or sometime during the week to still get this grind in because you don't want to come back to camp out of shape.
right, nah, man. I say for me, that's what I do. The bulk of my running is right before, just making sure your cardio, especially as a bigger guy, your cardiovascular has to, hold you not only through practice, but right up until the season. So, you have your little drinks on the 4th of July, and then you got to tailor it on back, man, because, yeah, you literally probably like 20 days until you got to report. So if you're chilling too hard, it'll tell on you quick.
Yeah, I feel that, man. Well, like we started this conversation, you were up here in Minnesota for 2 years, played here for one. You set out the COVID year, but I really wanted. We were talking before, like I really wanted to give this opportunity for you to, I don't know if it's closure, but like when you got released by the Vikings, oh shoot, like we love Michael Pierce, blah 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 blah. But for you, like for starters, how would you describe your time in Minnesota?
I did an exit interview right after the season. I'll just say it's incomplete, or it was incomplete for me. I felt like I definitely had a lot more to give. I started off hot. I mean, before that, even we had the COVID year, and my
Right.
upper respiratory issues, whatever. I decided to sit out, so that's a wasted year. And then I started off hot, and I was playing really well. I think I played well in each and every of the 6 or 7 games I did play in, but unfortunately, the injury bug bit me like never before. So, yeah, tore my calf right before camp, right after July 5th, I think. And then,
Mm-hmm.
I sat out a little bit, but made it back for the first game, made it back for camp for the bulk of it. So that was great. Started out hot with 2 sacks, played well, played well, played well. And then, Cleveland game, I tore my tricep. And if you know anything about defensive line, you can't do anything about dang tricep. So, um, fought my way back, came back, played well against Pittsburgh and Detroit and a few other teams. But for the most part, man, if I definitely, sacks wise, that was a career year for me. But just putting everything together, I felt like I was on the right track to, forward my game and, put the world on notice that I could do a little bit more than run stuff. And so, unfortunately, the injury bug bit me, but put a lot of work in this off season to make sure that doesn't happen again.
I feel that 100%, man. You look at it. I mean, I think my first impression of you, like on the field, was that Cincinnati Bengals game. Those 2 sacks where you sack Joe Burrow, you rubbing the belly, or you blowing kisses to the fans, and it's like, all right, like Mike is here. This is what we were missing out on. But in the same breath, like you said, things started to transpire, like certain things out of your control. So I think my question for you is, if you could change anything during your stint in Minnesota, would you, if anything?
Um, like I said, I wish they. The only thing I can say for real, outside of injuries, which we all know those are just they're inevitable, but
Can
you just pray
yeah,
to happen to you. Um, I wish they'd had the vaccine earlier so I could have played my my first year on the contract. So, yeah, I hate it just watching those games and just missing football, man. Like I said, I've been playing this game since I was 4. I'm turning 30 this year, so what? It's 26
man.
years of football, and then you just miss it. And like I said, I think that I'll probably have signed a 3-year deal here, so this will probably be it. So you don't want to, especially at the end, miss those years where you feel like you're on top of your game. And I think Coach Dre really taught me a ton, and it's gonna continue to show as long as I play. But obviously, you want to take the injuries away, and I wish I could just sit there and play every game. So if
Yeah.
the vaccine was, at the top of the mandate of COVID, I for sure would have got out there and played. But just looking back on it, man, it's unfortunate, but our game is how it goes sometimes. And Drew Brees got hurt, and he ended up with the Saints, and he made a lot out of his time with the Saints. So I won't be playing nowhere near as long as Drew Brees, but I think I still got a little left in the tank, man.
No, I feel that, man. You said you played ball, what, 26 years? Like you played since you were 4? Like,
Mm-hmm.
have you ever had a season in your 26 years that were decided by so many close games like they were last year?
No, no, man. That was. I mean, even the year before, it was like that. Just watching, I was a part of the team, but from afar, not at all. So I remember the Cincinnati game was a heartbreaker. Arizona the same way.
Mm.
I don't know. Nobody can really put their finger on why it was happening or anything like that. But for some reason, we just kept finding ourselves in those tight battles, and most of those games in NFL are between 3 or 4 points. But we have 1 point loss, 2 point loss. The thing that I can say about those guys in that locker room is they're resilient, man. And even when the chips weren't falling our way early, we kept fighting, and obviously we didn't make it to the playoffs. But those guys got a lot of heart, man. A lot of respect for them.
Man, I understand that. Everything happens for a reason, right? And the journey. I mean, it's all about the journey, not the end destination. And right now on your journey, you're back in Baltimore where it started. And I know when you look at that, it's like, oh, well, he's back at home. So was that transition a little bit easier going back? Like, did you just basically put some of the shoes that were in your closet in Minnesota back at your home in Baltimore, or how did that work out?
Yeah, basically, man. I found a place in the same neighborhood, right down the street from the facility. So, like I said, for me, if I obviously had to leave, but I'm glad I don't have to start over, especially being the older guy. I know the coaching staff, I know the GM, I know a lot of players are still here. So, like I said, never envisioned leaving Minneapolis, but God has his way of doing things. It's higher than my way of thinking. But like I said, for me, as an older guy now, once you hit 30, you're old in the league. So it's good to be somewhere where, obviously I know them. It's a familiarity there, and they know what I can do, and they also saw a lot of what I can do in the past rush. So that was definitely beneficial for my time in Minneapolis.
All right, talk to me about this, man. I know we talked about it a little bit before when you were in Minnesota. Jackson, right? Like outside looking in, he's just like a freak of nature, like one of the best, well, most athletic quarterbacks we've ever seen. But you get to see what he does, and you get to see what he does in practice pretty much every day. Whether that's you on the bench watching him playing against scout team because you're with the ones, or you're just like ones versus ones. Like describe just who he is as a player and then as a person.
On the football field, man, he is. I kind of liken him to like Danielle Hunter. They just aliens, man. It's some stuff that you would just see these people do. That obviously we all professional athletes at this point. I've been one of the best nose guards in the game. Been
Mm-hmm.
playing with Terrell Suggs and all that kind of stuff, but it's just another level that when stuff breaks down, those guys just tend to shine above everybody else. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's plenty of times where we do an inter squad practice, or just ones on ones. We do that a lot during camp. So, if you're not careful, you can literally roll your ankle, look stupid, turn around, look the wrong way, etc., etc. Man, the dude is just an amazing athlete, and like I said, playing with Danielle Hunter, you see him do some things, and it happens in a split second where he's blocked, everybody's blocked, and you blink and he's taking the quarterback down. Same thing with Lamar, man. Those runs, you can't hit them in practice, but those elusive moves that you see on Madden and all that stuff is 10 times worse when you got to actually deal with this crap in practice every day. So
Man.
I like for him to take it easy on me. I had to get readjusted, all that. But long story short, man, he's an awesome dude, down to earth guy, from Miami, just true to himself. That's what's the most blossoming thing about him. He's true to himself. He doesn't try to be who he isn't. He leads in his own way, and that's something that we've always embraced here in Baltimore. And he's just a really good guy, man, and loves the game and does his best to win. As you can see, he fights till there's nothing left. So that's all you can really ask from the quarterback, man.
Man, I heard that. You sound a little upset too when you were like, "Man, I get tired of seeing some of that crap in practice because it's just like, dude, like you got to stop this. I need to hit the quarterback. I need to get a good look." But I mean, he's just like you said, a freak of nature, so it's different.
Right. No, that throws your angles off. You think you had a pursuit angle, obviously. He ain't run the 40, but I'm nowhere near adept at catching this dude. So if I stay on the track and if he blows by or he cuts back, I just keep on going. So normally when we play normal quarterbacks, there may be a quarterback hit or something, but with 8, you kind of get a pass from the D-line coach, so they don't cuss you out or anything like that because they see it just like you have to see it. So no, I normally get credit if I get close to the quarterback. Kyler Murray is just as he's pretty quick, but ain't nobody like 8. So if I can get close to him, that means I'm doing all right.
So that look, I'm gonna get you out of here with this. It's 2-part question. One, what would be like your final parting words for Minnesota Vikings fans that big Michael Pierce fans, but it just didn't work out the way it worked out? And then 2, what are you most looking forward to being back in Baltimore?
I'll just say thank you for embracing me. I know this was, those 2 years were, disappointing to y'all. Obviously, even more so disappointing to me. That's not how I intended to come in and or go out. So very, very much so apologies, but the embrace from the city, the love that, I don't even care that Michael Pierce fans, the fans of the Vikings are just so warming. I enjoy walking downtown, living downtown, just being around the city, man. It's a big football town. I loved it. Loved it. Miss Lake Minnetonka dearly. So no, especially to the boys, man. Dalvin, both of the Dalvins, Kirk, Adam, thank y'all all for embracing me. I'm gonna be rooting for y'all, just from afar. So the thing I'm most excited to be back in Baltimore is just the familiarity, man. Just being healthy and playing the best I can play, and taking those tools that Coach Dre instilled in me and putting it into the system, and being an older guy in the locker room, just helping mold the young guys. So winning is number one, obviously, but also taking those tools that I learned and I unleashed a little bit in Minneapolis and bringing it over here and putting a little mix on it. So obviously, I'm forever grateful for Coach Dre, Daniil, Griff, praying for you, brother, always. And like I said, Dalvin Thomas is my boy for life. And wishing everybody the best and wishing myself a healthy season, and about to get it rolling here in a few days.
Man, absolutely. Well, that's Michael Pierce off the field, the juggernaut on the field. I'm honored to call you a friend, man. Best of luck going forward. Looking forward to talking to you, bro.
Appreciate it, brother. Y'all have a blessing.
Yes, sir.